It takes a village to raise a child. Everyone gathered here today, as well as those that could not make it, but are here with us in spirit. Dad. Are people that personify the village that is mentioned in that African proverb. This commencement proves that graduating high school is not just an accomplishment by an individual. It is shared with every single individual that we have ever come into contact with, be it our friends, our family, and even our enemies. As much as we would like to think, we are not a product of ourselves, but of others. We have either assimilated the knowledge, beliefs, and attitudes of our surroundings, or retaliated against them and have taken our own path of self. Today, we are officially leaving this village. We may return from time to time to visit and reminisce, but that's it. We are starting our own journey, down our own path, to another village in the distance that we cannot see. Along the way, according to an unknown author, some people will say that you are going the wrong way, when it is simply a way of your own. Fellow graduates, do not be afraid to go your own way. Do not be afraid to make your own path that no one else has taken before. Today, we would like to share with you some things that we thought we should all remember as we start this journey, wherever it may take us.
In life, we do things. Some wish we had never done. Some wish we could apply a million times. Excuse me. Let's start this again. In life, we do things. Some wish we had never done. Some wish we could replay a million times in our heads, but they make us who we are.
And in the end, those experiences shape every detail about us. If we were to reverse any of them, we wouldn't be at the exact place we are today.
Let's go back to the times of recess, secret crushes, and new teachers. Recess was our favorite part of school. Other than recess, many of us have fond memories of events such as class field trips or paper bag picnics by the baseball field. Some of the most memorable field trips were Willow Rock, the Totem Pole, and the Will Rogers Museum. And of course, you can't forget 5th grade when we shot off our rockets. Our biggest fear that day was that our rockets would come back down, take an eye out, or not even be in one piece. 8th grade was the last year we took advantage of the field trip to Frontier City. The whole place was on high alert because we had taken over. Even the food vendors had to watch out because Kirby and Isaac were eating everything in sight. It was also the year that many of us took a trip to our nation's capital.
9th grade was a strange year. The last year of junior high and at the first year of high school. We also enjoyed being the ruling class one more time. The last day of school was chaos. Almost everyone skipped class, and there were water fights and trash can races everywhere. The most memorable event of 10th grade, and perhaps of all high school, was when we finally moved into the new high school building to join all the upperclassmen. It was a whole new world for us. In the 11th grade, we experienced for many of us our first prom, with the walk-through garden and the group pilots concert and the pictures that will last a lifetime. This side of midnight was definitely an experience that many of us will never forget.
Finally, we look back on our senior year. Football Homecoming Spirit Week was something our school had not seen in a long time. The Spirit Chain Contest proved that the seniors were the best when our chain wrapped around the gym twice. Was there ever a doubt? We also made it through the college application process and picked out caps and gowns, class colors, and endured the tears of senior night at baccalaureate.
All of those experiences we have shared and all the memories we hold in our hearts are not only from high school, however.
While growing up here at Sequoyah, we have seen and experienced times when darkness seemed to prevail in both our state and country. We were devastated by the Oklahoma City bombing, and we watched in horror as the Twin Towers came crashing down. But my fellow Eagles, my message to you today is not one of darkness, but it is of light. Inside each one of you is a candle, and we have the choice to burn bright or to be blown out by the world. Never let the darkness of this world do anything but motivate you to shine your light brighter. Let us never forget the source from which this light comes from, and let us go to this source daily. Let us be proud to live in a free country where our light can shine as examples to our fellow Americans and to the nations around the world. Darkness can only be defeated by light. As we leave high school, let our lights be strong so that we may face any type of darkness that may lie ahead for us. We're the only ones who can make our generation a generation of light. We owe special thanks to our parents and teachers who have shown us this beautiful light. I know that each one of you can and will add your wonderful light to this world. We are eagles, and we soar among the greatest.
Like it has already been said today, we have made it through many experiences together, and we have made it through as eagles. That is something I want you all to remember. Isaiah 40:31 says, "They though who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not faint. They shall walk and not be weary." We are a special group of individuals. We are eagles. Our name represents something that is strong and unwavering, something that soars over everyone else with grace and power. We will leave here as eagles, and we will die as eagles. When we leave this building and journey out into the world, we will bear a name that has been considered holy in some cultures, feared in others, and revered in ours. That is something we should always carry with pride and dignity.
Indeed, we do take the name of Eagle with us from these walls, but we also take a legacy that each and every one of us has created for ourselves as well. At times during high school, our social circles have perhaps meant too much to us. We defined ourselves by who we were, by whom we hung out with, and what clothes we wore, as well as other characteristics. The funny thing is that the importance we place on these things doesn't exist out there. It may be a shocking revelation, but it's the truth. For those of us who have not matured yet, we will be forced to. Yet it is that brutal realization that we must all face. For some of us, this will be the first time we've ever had to be true to ourselves. Hillel once said, "If I am not for myself, who is for me? And I am not only for myself, who am I? And if not now, then when?" Now is the moment of truth. We are individuals. Our familiar village is changing shape, and we may find ourselves misplaced. Should we feel lost in our new surroundings? Should we feel anxiety over something that we have not yet experienced? The answer is no.
No, why should we not worry about something we have never done before in a place we've never been? When we look up at the night sky and gaze at the stars that fill it, we oftentimes make a wish on the biggest and brightest star we find. That star, like many others before, holds our greatest wishes and dreams. We often find ourselves relying on something light years away. But there is no need to reach high for the stars. They are already within you. Just reach deep within yourself. All our lives we've relied on other people and things to help us make it through. But today we must rely on ourselves and look towards the future. Not with the wish on the star in the sky, but with the determination that has been nurtured as we have grown into the young men and women we are today. We hold the ability to make our wishes come true. Never let anyone tell you that you cannot accomplish something. Never let anyone keep the stars within you from shining. The clouds can easily block the stars at night from our view, but there is nothing that can block the stars within us that hold our dreams. So the next time you think about making a wish on that star, stop. And rely on yourself. Look deep within your heart at the star that no one can ever dim. It is true, no one can dim the star that shines within you except for yourself, of course. I agree with Douglas Everett, who believes there are three different kinds of people. There are some people who live in a dream world, and there are some who face reality. And then there are those who turn one into the other. We all know this. Many people dream of better lives for themselves and others, but that is all they do. There are also those who accept the world as it is. We have to strive to be those individuals that turn the reality that people have accepted into a world that others only dream about. This is my challenge to you. Fellow students, students of 2003, make the world what others dream it to be. Do not accept reality as it is. Is this task too far to reach? I don't think so. We have the star within ourselves to make the dream a reality.
You may be wondering what that star has that is so powerful. It is how this star shines that is so amazing. Our ability helps us to accomplish our dreams and wishes. To help me further explain what ability is, I will borrow the words from a poem by Selena E. Mattis. Ability is to look at a blank page and create a poem. Ability is to walk into a room of strangers and come out with friends. Ability is to admit you are wrong when you are wrong. Ability is to get back up when you fall down. Ability is to believe when everything else seems lost. Ability. A simple word with a complex meaning. For many, ability is never found, but for all, ability is within. Ability stares everyone in the face at one time or another. Whether your ability is how well you shoot hoops, how well you flip at dancing, how smart you are at school, you have ability. Ability is within. Ability is yours.
Ability is such a great thing, that is, if we make use of it. Some say time heals or absent makes the heart grow fonder, but I must agree with Andy Warhol when he said, "They always say that time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourselves." Graduates, life does not just happen, nor does success. We cannot leave here tonight and expect a high-paying job, a great career, or a bright future if we do not make it happen ourselves. The only way our wishes will come true and our dreams become a reality is if we use the ability that we have within ourselves to overcome all obstacles. Although this has been said many times, it needs to be said again. We should take the challenges that we have been given and do all we can to overcome them. If we do not, then who will? We may be from a small school and from a small town, but we have ambition like no other. We have the ambitions of young people. We feel as though any goal can be reached and any mountain climbed. Sometimes, however, as we get older, we let these ambitions fade. So let us not forget that we have the ambitions to succeed, because these ambitions are the foundations of all of our abilities.
Regardless of how hard we try to fulfill the challenge set before us, we will stumble along the way, but it is important to remember that we should never give up. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh. When care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but do not quit. Many a failure turns about, when you might have won and you stuck it out. Don't give up till the pace seems low. You may succeed with another blow. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt. And you never can tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when things seem worse that you must not quit.
Together, for the last time, we stand poised at the very edge of graduation, looking towards a bright future. Soon, each of us will go forth in his or her unique direction, seeking to make a mark upon the world. But to make a mark, many choices will have to be made. It is as if we stand before a row of doors, each door different from the other, each potent with opportunities for each and every one of us. We must confidently open each door to look at what lies within. Passing through some doors, we will have to set aside fear and prejudice, or uphold our sense of dignity and justice. Remember when you first learned to ride a bicycle? You made it about 15 feet and fell off when you noticed that no one was holding on to the seat. But what did you do after you stopped crying? You got back on. This is much like life. If a door shuts before us, we cannot be discouraged. but instead look for the sudden opening of another. With these opportunities, we are able to seize our future, take it in our own hands, and strive towards excellence.
At a graduation he attended that there is a good reason they call these ceremonies commencement exercises. Graduation is not the end, it's the beginning. But before we begin our new lives, we should thank those who helped us get through the one we have lived so far. If we had to count how many people have helped us get to where we are today, we would be counting everyone seated here and many more. Although some thank yous have been said already, there are a few more I would like to say. First and foremost, thank you to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. It is because of His grace in blessing us that we have the honor of being here tonight. Secondly, I think everyone here can agree that we should thank our parents for all that they have done for us. They are the most influential people in the village that has shaped us from the clay of childhood. Next, a special thanks goes to all of our teachers and mentors. You have given us knowledge and understanding that will carry us into the future. Last but not least, we should look to the person beside us and say thank you. Thank you because we have made memories that we will always cherish and others we wish we could forget. But we've made it all through together.
Here we are taking the final step in our high school career and the first step into the real world. We would not have made it this far if it was not for the teachers who cared, the parents who showed love, and the friends that never let us down. Many of us I know have dedicated our graduation to people that we hold dear to our hearts. For me personally, this is all for my grandparents who are no longer here. And my grandfather who still is encouraging me to succeed. Tonight this is for them and all of those that have a special place in our memories. Hopefully, through what we have shared with you tonight, you will leave this place with a better understanding of who we were, who we are, and who we can be. Now, I know you're ready for us to finish, so I will leave you with a famous childhood quote. No more pencils, no more books, no more teachers, dirty looks.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Seniors, will you please stand? Mr. Rader, the Board of Education, these seniors have met all requirements mandated by the state of Oklahoma and the Sequoyah School District. Seniors, at this time, will you please move your tassels to the right? At this time, I'd like to present to you the Sequoyah High School graduating class of 2003.